Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday. Wait for some people to get in here. I just drooled all over myself. This light is a little bright. I need a little lighter bulb to go in here. I didn't want to be in the dark anymore, but then like this is just, that was like a little too light. So, hey Kellyanne, hey Amanda. Amanda has been my boots on the ground, y'all, with Lucian. I'm telling you. So here's the deal. Amanda has been having rallies and going to rallies for Lucian, but peacefully. We haven't been seeing hers on the news because she's been doing it peacefully because, yes, they can exist. And she's poured her heart into helping out with that case. And I'll tell you what, every day it's something new. And to be quite honest, I was, like I've been trying to think about when to talk about it. But at this point, I don't want to talk about it because there's so much, hey, Beatlemaniac, false information going around. So Amanda kind of has me on standby. And when we have an idea of what's real and what's fake, then we will talk about Lucian again. So, yeah, see, yeah. Amanda says don't talk about it. See, there's so many lies. There's so many lies. Too much drama and lies. And the bottom line is the baby's gone. There's no sign of him. No one seems to know where he is. And here we are again. It's just ridiculous. Just another situation of a child being missing where grown freaking adults get involved and make it worse. And we see that so much. Hey, Rebellious. Guys, we have a ton on the docket tonight. Oh, my back hurts. We stayed at a hotel this weekend. I'm telling you. She's like, hey, cool gamer. So first off, if everybody hasn't heard the news, well, let me start with Parker channel news. We are going to be doing some member giveaways, like actual member giveaways. And hey, Shelma, I'm actually going to work, like Amber's going to do one, like give her earrings and stuff, but you're going to go directly through Amber. So we cut out the middleman so there's no confusion and stuff like that. So, but I'll talk about that more. One other thing I want to tell you is I did get, Erin and I are in touch. Erin is the one that was part of the, went to every day of the Kristen Smart trial. She is going to come on, but you have to just understand she has 12 weeks worth of notes. So we're going to do that in a 2-part series, and I will tell you when that is, and you're going to want to bring tissues and everything, and it's going to be some really great time. I'm hoping that we can do like episode 1, which I'm going to do, like, it's going to be called something like Unraveling Kristen's Trial or something like that at the end of this week, and then do it the following week. I mean, you don't want to miss it, right? We didn't get to see it on TV or live anywhere. So we get to hear firsthand some of the evidence and all that kind of stuff. So let's get to business. I'll bring the weed and tissues. Okay, Krista will bring the weed and tissues. Yeah, she just says it's just a lot. It's just a lot. She said, you're going to need 2 parts. And I was like, hey, I'm just going to let you up. We can ask questions in the chat. She's open to that. But I mean, like I said, this is 12 weeks worth of notes she's got. So I'm sure everyone has heard here. The big news, Harmony Montgomery's father, Adam, was arrested. If you haven't heard that, well, he was already arrested, but he's actually been charged today with 2nd-degree murder of Harmony. There's still no body, but what I am going to imagine happened was, what's his chick's name? I forgot. What's her face? Turned her, finally talked, is what I think. There still is no body, but I'll play a little bit of the, just a little bit of the presser. And you can tell, like, the detective is so, like, he gets emotionally, starts crying. Like, it's got to be just like, finally, after all of this work, they got him. It would seem that the cause of death, if they ever find her, will be he hit her repeatedly on the head with a closed fist. What a little girl her age could possibly, what any kid could do that would warrant that, but especially a little girl that could warrant that type of beating, I have no idea. But here, let's watch a little bit of, I have so many tabs open because there's so much to go. Here we go. I did want to share this because I thought it was moving to see how emotional the investigator got. I mean, I can't imagine working as long as they have on it and just finally some sort of answers. Kayla, that's her name, the chick.
Emotions high as the chief publicly thanks his officers and detectives listed here, as well as the work of the Attorney General prosecutors.
I also want to thank your families who've also had to endure the long hours, missed family events, and all the sadness that this investigation has brought.
The 13-minute press conference led by the Attorney General permitted no questions, but outlined 4 new felony charges for Adam Montgomery, now accused of second-degree murder by allegedly beating his daughter in the head with a closed fist around December 7th, 2019. Montgomery is also charged with falsifying physical evidence and abuse of a corpse. The AG's office alleges her body was moved and/or hidden between December and March 2020 by her father. Her body has still not been found.
I want to emphasize that our work is not finished and that the gentleman with me today will not stop until this case is brought the appropriate resolution.
The urgent search for Harmony did not begin until 2 years after she disappeared. This case setting off a firestorm of questions and criticism about how child protection is conducted here in New Hampshire and Massachusetts. The police chief asked everyone who has followed and cared about this case to do one thing today.
I ask that in memory of Harmony, that we all make every effort to do something nice for a child today. I know of no other way. I know of no other way to respect and honor this innocent and defenseless child.
Adam is already looking at decades in prison if he's convicted on those weapons charges. That trial set to start in early November. News 9 has learned late this afternoon he waived his arraignment on the new murder charge, so he will not appear in court tomorrow. The urgent search for Harmony's remains continues. That 24/7 tip line dedicated just.
Hey, Punkcat. Hey, Jen. Well, there. Hey, Sarah. Well, there we have it. The scumbag still can't give up her body. Unbelievable. But somebody up here said it perfectly. Kellyanne said, "My God, that personal and brutal." Right? That is just so personal. You know, like it. And you could just hear it in that. I mean, that big old rough, tough investigator, just, it's like he knew, it's like, you know that they're not here, but then when it finally comes out after working that hard, I think there's that moment of just knowing what she went through, I think is really difficult. So, well, Beatlemaniac, you better get blue or green. So that's kind of the update we have here. As that comes in, you know, we'll look at that a little bit more. So I wanted to update a little bit on the Debbie Collier case. I don't necessarily, I know I've seen some people say that there's kind of like we're leading to a breakthrough. I don't necessarily know that that's true, but I have been gone all weekend, so it's entirely possible that I've missed something. Oh, if anyone wants to come up, you're more than welcome to. Where is Kate? I forgot to tell her I was going live. Okay, so from what I understand with Debbie's, and I'll share this, but again, I'm still on the fence. So it would seem that they have ruled out, now this is allegedly, they have ruled out the family. So that would be Amanda and the dad. I don't think that they've ruled out the boyfriend, but I don't know. I mean, law enforcement, I don't think has come right out and said they ruled him out, but we'll see. I know that the boyfriend's father allegedly lives, thanks, Sarah, thanks, Beatlemaniac, allegedly lives close, Punkette, you're awesome, allegedly lives close to where she was found. But the other thing, well, good. Well, hurry up, Kate, because Kate and I are kind of covering this together, and she can help me with anything I missed. Allegedly, I did find some colliers. I still don't know how to say that, near where she is. But hey, Socket, hey, LFT. But I still can't find like a definitive enough like connection. Sally's here? Why can't I see her? Sally, are you here? All right, Kate, I'll drop the link if you want to come up. Yo, we're going to get to, I have some, there's Melissa Jade. I have some, anybody who wants to come up can. I'm going to go hard on Leilani tonight. Sorry, I'm just going to go hard on her. But let's read this, what the police have to say. So it says, Georgia investigators have begun exploring the possibility that the disturbing death of Athens office manager Debbie Collier may not have been a homicide as initially suspected. What in the world? Does anyone else hear beeping horns? Oh my gosh, I accidentally had Betty Bullhorn pulled up in a different... That's terrifying. That's terrifying. I don't know, Jax. I have no idea, but if you can figure out, hey, Megan, hey, Jingles, if you can figure out how it's pronounced, I would love that. Hey, SA, because I say it wrong all the time. That's very terrifying to have Betty Bullhorn's horns beeping in the background. Nace, I know. Oh my gosh, that's like, duh. So they have no evidence linking several people close to Collier, whatever, including her husband, daughter, and daughter's boyfriend, 2 locations anywhere near the crime scene between her disappearance on September 10th and the discovery of her remains the following day. And evidence at the scene suggests her death could have been accidental or a suicide, the sources say, or whatever. Collier was last seen, we knew all that. It said that she purchased several items that were found burned near her remains. She also stopped by a Chick-fil-A restaurant beforehand. So it says they visited, it was evident that at the heart of the burn marks, there were no signs that a wood-fueled fire had been constructed. Although several items she was carrying were found scorched on the ground, including a blue tarp she had just purchased and small remnants of a Georgia Bulldogs jersey she was last seen wearing. And then we know about the bizarre Venmo. Police have not yet released the autopsy report, toxicology results, or official cause or manner of death. So I need some opinions, y'all, because I gotta see what, oh, Kate's up. Hey.
Hey.
Oh, Melissa, you know you're always welcome to come up too. I just know that we overlap sometime with live, so I appreciate.
I don't know how I feel about this. I can't see why anyone would do that.
Hey, Caddy, Texas. It's pronounced Collier. Okay, Collier. Simple enough. I am thinking that's a stretch. So do I, Nace. I feel like we don't have evidence, so we're out. You know, like, it didn't say that they weren't, like, necessarily that they've been cleared. It just said that they don't have evidence linking it. Now, somebody said somewhere there's an article that says she had soot in her nose, which I don't know what that would necessarily mean. But you're talking, what is she, 59? You're talking a 59. I agree, Melissa. You're talking about a 59-year-old woman decides one day to unalive herself, but instead of just doing it, she goes to extreme measures like that. It doesn't make any sense.
It's
It doesn't
really
make.
strange.
And whether the daughter was there or not, I still think she's involved
I do
somewhere.
too. How can they say, like, how could they even suggest that that's a suicide? That's just so strange. Why would anyone want to set themselves on fire naked in the woods? Like, what a, I don't know. It just seems really strange to me that somebody would do that to themselves when they could just do it a different way. You know what I mean?
I agree, because I've seen a couple crime scene investigators saying that the way it was described of what she was, it actually sounds like she was crawling, to safety or something.
Yeah.
From what I gathered from this article, it sounds very much like, well, we don't have anything else, so it might actually be unaliving, that's very discouraging, because I'm afraid they're going to let it be that.
Yeah, it's
And then did you see the father of Andrew got him a lawyer
really.
and was doing a GoFundMe for him, I believe back on the 11th. And so everybody said, well, he lives close to where she was found. But the thing is, there's no motive there. There's no, I don't know. No, Melissa J, you can overlap me. Don't push it till tomorrow morning. Oh my gosh. Right, Nace? It's just, I can't see that. And then people said, well, she wasn't on speaking terms with her son. Okay, well, if she wasn't on they just had pictures together in June. Like, there's just so much that doesn't make sense at all.
Nope.
And I don't know. I don't know. What do y'all think? I know, Melissa Jade, I'm like falling over here. Most people that are on lives want to be over quickly. Right, Jax. I can't see that she's going to put her family through this type of an investigation, for that. It's just no way. It's just no way. I don't buy it.
Every day since oops, sorry.
Oh. All right, y'all. So let's get to what we're all. Actually, Melissa, this will be good because we'll talk about it and then you talk about it and we'll see what happens here. So let's talk about what everybody. Hey, Riley. And Jax, I don't think she would have done it in such a manner I just don't, from what everyone said, I don't think that she would do that to her family. But I swear, I'm sorry. If one more person puts on one of those Facebook things that she was probably having an affair, because it's been said she had multiple affairs, that was not what was said. A coworker said 20 some years ago, or whenever she was married to her first husband, she was in a domestic violent relationship and she became close to a guy at work, and that some people felt she might have been having an affair. Okay. That was 20 years ago. And
Yeah.
if she was having 15 affairs, does that mean she deserved to die? Like,
No. Not at all.
Like,
I
don't
don't
know.
think she was having an affair.
Neither do I. I just don't buy it. The daughter's involved. She was doing things for the daughter. That's all. She, even if it wasn't that day, we know she was going above and beyond to enable Amanda. Oh, thanks, Megan. Yeah, she loved her grandkids.
So there was stuff. I think it was Grizzly True Crime went over like a log of the police looking for Andrew the next day, and that his car was at Amanda's house, but he wasn't there.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it was on the 11th, I think, because they were like the police were all looking for him, going from different places.
Did you notice in the video too, of that picture they first got of him the couple days? There's the one tire that's either on a donut or is kind of messed up. Like the rest of them have the different tires, but the one looks like it's been damaged. You'll have to look at that picture, which I just found was interesting. Her affairs or lack thereof has nothing. Exactly. Oh man, I know, Jax. I just want to. Oh, I can't even. I can't even. Okay, let's talk about Quinton for a second because Leilani spoke out for the first time today. All right, so I'm going to try to be gracious about this. Maybe I'm not. So I counted now 3 different narratives that have been, at least 3, spun here. And one is, the first narrative that was spun was that, and which has come back around now because we know that the boyfriend or Quinton's dad spoke out, was that that he took Quinton. Okay, if we remember right, that was the first thing ever what she told police, was that he came and took Quinton. I agree, Jingles.
She's blamed it on every single person, but
Right.
like everyone.
But her. Okay, so that was narrative 1. Now, narrative 2, to our knowledge, was that she said, now they're claiming, okay, she said allegedly that she didn't remember and that she was in, like, he was in a landfill. Now she's recanting that, and she's saying the FBI is the one saying that he's in a landfill. And the FBI told her, why did I just say the FBI told her that she doesn't remember? I don't know much about the FBI, but I don't know why the FBI would tell her that she doesn't remember. I don't know. Or why Billy Joe would put that on Facebook.
The FBI wouldn't tell her that. If anything, she went, they pulled out the video and showed her and was like, this is you at, the trailer park throwing something out. And she was probably like, I don't remember that. And then Billy Joe also said that she told her, so, all right, Brett Buffington interviewed Billy Joe, and Billy Joe told Brett Buffington.
He did?
Billy Joe told Brett Buffington that Leilani doesn't remember anything from that night. He tweets it, and he said, like, this was like a week ago. He tweets it and says, I talked to Billy Joe today, and she says that Leilani told her she doesn't remember anything from that night.
Good catch.
Yeah.
Now, I want to show you something interesting. I just find this interesting. If Melissa Jade's going to break down the entire interview, then I'm going to take it a little different direction because, hold on one second. Y'all can see this, right?
So if we're going to have it, we stay inside throughout the day. We always are outside because there's just so many memories that we don't know if we're going to have it. We stay inside throughout the day. We always are outside.
I made it short with all the parts in it so you can see every part she says if you want to watch it.
I do. And so listen to her. So we heard her, right? Listen to that high pitch.
We stay inside throughout the day.
First of all, she looks like she's detoxing.
There's just so many memories.
And if you see Billy Joe's face, she looks like she's ready to beat her the F up.
And then I want you to look at something else then. I just found this interesting.
Well, that's a fucking joke.
He's playing video games, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are like, oh, why didn't you report it missing earlier? Because my mom threatened me, and I just want her back. That's all I can think about so much. I just want her back.
So then I was like, okay, they kind of sound very similar in the way that they're talking. So then I looked up, like, how do you know if somebody's lying, right? And it did say in Google that when they are lying, oftentimes their voice will get high pitched because of like being nervous. So let me read the exact. It was actually pretty fascinating. It said, in general, people who are lying are usually high pitched. This is because of the nervousness that they are feeling, which causes their vocal cord muscles to tighten up. Their voice might even crack.
Oh, wow.
I just thought that was pretty bizarre. And I just thought, my goodness, those interviews are so, law enforcement must just be sitting back going, you're so dumb. We have such great evidence. Like, hey, devil-eyed Elvis. All right, go ahead. This is a short of all the stuff.
I'm not running and I'm not hiding. And if something does come up that I am at fault, I will take myself to that police station. It's less tears and more anger, not knowing what's happening. If that's even understandable. You wake up every day angry, hoping that you're going to get a phone call, and that phone call just doesn't come. But mostly we want him not to be found in that landfill. We want him found happy and alive. We want him back in our arms, holding us. This is what we want.
They're fake ass
We're just hoping
crying.
that he's in somebody's house and they're feeding him, and we're hoping that, maybe they wouldn't baby or couldn't have a baby. Maybe they thought
Oh
they
my
were his
God.
savior. But it's not. That's their best hopes at this point.
What
Here
a
I've been.
Oh wait, huh?
Here.
Yeah, it just restarted.
That is maddening. Exactly, Melissa. I guess they're forgetting where Billy Joe originally said she didn't know what to believe. She didn't believe her, or where Grandpa said she just lies and he doesn't know why. She just likes to lie.
Her fake ass triple like sniffle too, like when she did that.
And how come when I continually asked over and over again in chat to Mike where Leilani came out and said, oh, I've got a story to share. I'm going to share my story when the time is right. And I said, well, and I'm sure other people said this too, but she doesn't remember her story, I thought. And then the next thing we know, she comes out with the FBI told her that she doesn't remember. Get out of here with that. So the third narrative we've got now is that Danny did it, which I go back and forth with him. I don't know. There's still a part of me that does not think he was involved. But now it's on him.
He is either.
So
I
this
think
is
they're
her.
trying to put it on him, but I don't think Danny has.
So do I. So apparently this is what was said so far. Melissa's in here. She watched it like really, really, really closely. So you can tell me when I missed. Where is it? Of what? Here we go. So this is what she says. She talks all about what Quinton loves, which makes me want to vomit because she shouldn't even be able to say it. And she says, just so everyone knows, the FBI are the ones telling me I don't remember. This never came from me. Okay. But if they are somehow correct, then I will turn myself in and I will take responsibility without a fight, without running, and without hiding. She doesn't have a lawyer.
If they are somehow correct, even though they literally have a picture of her or a video of her like dumping, and I'm like, come on.
Apparently she claims hey Sandy, hey Panthera. Nice, me too. I'm 90. Yeah, I think Kate's kind of there too. We've gone back and forth a lot, but we keep going back to that. Exactly, Melissa. So, I got to get out of this for a second. So this guy Legacy had a really good point. He said that like the county commissioners just moved $250,000 to help offset the cost of Quinton's case. They literally took it. I read somewhere they took it from what was going to be like school safety or something from the school, took it from there, public safety, to move to Quinton's case. And then I Am Legacy says, but yet Leilani and Billy Joe are expecting that Quinton is found alive and safe and go back to their home, to which they say, we want something great to come out of this. Something great, but mostly we want him not to be found in that landfill. We want him to be found. Billy ends there and then says, happy and alive. We want him back in our arms holding us. That's what we want. We're just hoping he's in somebody's house. That's our hope at this point. Like, are you freaking kidding me right now?
Billy Joe's face too, when she's looking at her. I didn't put her face in the short, but I'm uploading another one where it's the both of them and just taking out the news coverage. But her face, man, she is pissed.
So they sold the camper. I know. They did search, still nothing again today. I believe they searched again today. I also want to reiterate something. Like, people who were bad mouthing, saying those people should still be out there, those people should still be out there. Like, we have to try, the people searching the landfill, we have to try to remember that they have families too. And the emotion, if you see some of those pictures that go in, the work that goes into sifting through that trash, I had no idea until I saw some up close and personal, like, video or footage of them just like trying to dig through it and stuff. Pictures shoveling something for 12 to 14 hours every single day. Like,
It's literally like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
it is. Hold on one second. Remy said something that I liked. So Paul had a 3-hour break from 2:40 to 5:44. Is that where she's getting the camera thing? The other thing to remember is this Mike now that showed up on the scene, the brother to be, the spokesperson. He doesn't even live in Georgia, y'all. So the stuff he's regurgitating is
He lives
from
in Florida. He knows nothing about
yeah.
Mike.
No, because everything he says, hold on a second. And in the small amount I watched of Cher's thing, he says it, hold on a second, asks her, comes back and says it, hold on a second, and does the same thing. I mean, for the most minor things, he asks her and then comes back and says it. Like, and so now she's got tears. And so she says that she last saw him at 1:45 and he was okay. And then she went to bed. So that probably tells me that she probably did go out that night. And that Danny texted the babysitter at 5:29 and Leilani woke up at 9, not knowing why the kids were still there and not the babysitter. But she thought the babysitter took Quinton because she had done that in the past. So why would the babysitter take Quinton but not anybody else? Now, I don't know the full story, but if I'm correct, isn't there this bathtub story where they believe that they're saying that Danny drowned him or something in the bathtub? Or what was the bathtub story? Make her walk to jail, yeah. Paul stated he is the one who went out back for a smoke at 2:40. Interesting. Remy, that's what I think too. Yes, so allegedly, you guys, they had to get rid of the camper because Billy Joe had to quit.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe he like thought he saw him, like laying in
That's
the
what I
packing
think.
place, but he wasn't. Oh, I messaged like his like music page, and they
really?
answered. Yeah, they answered and said he doesn't, like, he's not the one who runs it, but they said whatever they're saying about him is a lie.
I don't doubt it. I think they thought he was going to come back. I don't think they thought he'd split like he did. So we know that Dad of Quinton spoke out today. And here's just a little bit of what he said. Well, he had some damning things to say. So Bubba described Leilani. So, okay. Bubba's the father, as a cheater and a liar who spent her days snorting cocaine and smoking marijuana. She did cocaine every day, all day, as much as she could, he said. Leilani also exhibited a violent temper and would lash out at him when she was craving more drugs, according to Bubba. When she didn't get no money from me to get effing drugs, she'd go crazy. He said, she hit me a few times in the face. He said Leilani would also sleep with other men to get cash for drugs. He said investigators also had him take a DNA test to prove his paternity, and it came back a match. The next night, he stopped by Billy Joe's house to speak with Leilani and her mother, who were gathered in the backyard. To him, it seemed more like a party than a time of grief. Every one of them was high as a kite and drunk as hell, he told Daily Mail. Leilani was on something. She wasn't crying when I walked up. She was laughing and having a good time with everybody. It looked like a party. I didn't tell her what the FBI told me, he said. All I said was, how did Quinton go missing? How did a 20-month old, go walk out. She didn't have anything to say to me," he added. "All she said was she was sorry and that she didn't know what happened to him. That's all she does is lie." He said a few moments after he spoke with her, she cried. Yup. Yep, yep, yep.
So a lot of people are saying like, oh, well, he didn't care about his kid. Why didn't you go get his kid? You have to keep in mind, she didn't tell him for months. And then she probably never put him on the birth certificate, hence why they had to prove his paternity. So
True.
he probably
Hey, Mama Bear.
he might not have really been able to do anything about it. You know, if you're not on the birth certificate and she's not involving you in his life.
From my understanding, she also told him that there potentially was another guy that could have been the father. That it was like one of two men that could have been the father.
Yeah,
And
so
she
that would
hopped around.
explain why he wasn't involved. He has 2 other daughters. I don't know how involved he is with them, but like, I wouldn't rush to go saying that he's a bad dad and didn't care about his kid or anything like that. You know what I mean? Because
yeah, I mean, he did go right away as soon as Quinton went. Quinton went missing. So when she was asked why she was taunting the protest, now look, the protesters, that's a hot mess. I don't agree with anything that they're doing there, and that's why they're getting arrested. I mean, that's just crazy. But hey, Punksy, like the whole that they don't go inside because there's too many memories. Okay, that's a bunch of BS. Like, they're out partying. We've heard that from several people that they were out. So when somebody asked Michael why she was in the window dancing or taunting, his response was she was putting groceries away. Okay.
ridiculous.
So one day so what happened is they've tried to have all of these different stories, and none have worked so far. And I don't care. I fully believe they found somebody they could latch onto that would help them spread to make them feel sorry for themselves, make people try to feel sorry or second guess it. And so they came out with this other story, and the FBI is not spending hundreds and thousands of dollars, millions of dollars searching a landfill without absolute certainty that he was, or at least absolute, like something hardcore evidence that places him there. There's just no way. And they're not just randomly searching every part of the landfill. They have said that they're searching a specific part of the landfill. So if these people are truly dumb enough to think that, like, what are they saying? What is their theory for how he got to the landfill? Do they have one for that?
What do you mean, like
have they said why they believe, like, okay,
yeah.
So say Danny did that. So who are they saying took Quinton to wherever he was?
Leilani, that's why she's number 1 suspect. They have evidence.
No, but what does Leilani say? Like, because how is she explaining that? Like, she's saying that Danny did it.
She doesn't say anything about it. She says she doesn't remember.
Oh, okay. So it's just that part that she doesn't remember.
She told Billy Joe specifically that she doesn't remember anything that happened that night.
And then now she's saying that the FBI told her that. And the FBI is saying she doesn't remember. Well, Miss Leilani, I am going to find, and Kate probably already has a lot of it, these articles where Billy Joe says, or that interview that she said she doesn't remember. And then she's going to have the answer to these questions because it's disgusting.
There's a tweet by Brett Buffington saying that he interviewed Billy Joe, and Billy Joe told him specifically that Leilani told her she didn't remember what happened that night.
Oh, wow. So you're right, Kate. So Bubba, Quinton's dad, said Leilani kept her pregnancy with Quinton a secret from him. She didn't tell him until months later. Leilani went to Alabama to give birth to Quinton. and his name is not on the original birth certificate.
Yep.
I am telling you.
So that's probably even harder for him
Mhm.
to get custody or anything like that, because she gave birth in Alabama, and there might be some kind of like jurisdictional, like he might have had to like file something in Alabama, or it's a lot of like stuff to like hoops to jump through, especially if you don't even know if it's your kid.
Like, oh my gosh. I don't understand. And somebody, I Am Legacy posted, somebody said, Casey Anthony got away because the prosecutors rushed missing a huge piece of evidence. What was Jose, how do you say his last name? Baez was waiting for them to, Baez was waiting for them to sandbag them with it. They also never should have went with first degree murder when cause of death could not be determined, with the death penalty on line as well. So it's just kind of saying, you know, why, what we, you know, but there's a picture of, I'm going to show you this. Why the heck go? Exactly. So Leilani, to me, this is how I feel about her. In every situation where she doesn't get her way or something doesn't go right, she sets somebody else up. Like, I really feel strongly about that. And I'm trying to go back even further in her life to figure out if she's done it multiple times before, because she did it with Paul with the money. She did it with her mom when mom.
She did it to Bubba about that house that she cut the screen and climbed in to get the change, and then she said that Bubba made her do it because he couldn't fit through the screen.
Okay, so she does it to Bubba. There, she does it to Billy Joe. I'm gonna make a list of all the times.
She literally cut a whole screen, somebody's screen in a trailer park, climbed in and stole a whole jar and change, like $50 worth of change.
Wow. And now she's doing it to Danny. And it's like, when anybody ever challenges her.
And the babysitter. She had Mike.
The babysitter?
Michael. I mean, Michael's their spokesperson, and Michael's saying, oh, well, the babysitter has a key to the house, and the babysitter can just walk in whenever he wants. So they're trying to throw the babysitter under. They're throwing everybody but Leilani under. And then he goes, well, we're not protecting her. Yes, the hell you are. Like, what do you mean? Obviously, you're protecting her.
Devil-eyed Elvis lives there, so I trust that. I mean,
yeah, so is Pennsylvania. Devil.
Like that, you're right. Exactly. So now that's at least 5 times, y'all, in just like 2 years that we've counted. Hey, Laura, that she will throw you under the bus if she does not get what she wants, or obviously, like Bubba said, she gets violent when she doesn't have drugs or money, or like she will just, like with Billy Joe, called the police because she didn't want to get in trouble. No, she called the police because, like, this is what she does. And so I do not put it past her to get back at Danny, because I think he probably was, like, from what everyone says, his family or friends or something wanted him away from her. And I don't know. I think she flipped out about something. Well, we all know why. Her face blames the babysitter. She said herself she just doesn't like her. Remy, really? Wow. I wanted to show this picture. Like, every picture we see. Now, look, I'm not saying he's the perfect person, but every picture I've seen, he's the one with Quinton, not Leilani. I don't know.
And he looks attentive, like he's holding them, cuddling with them. I mean, like, he looks like he cares about them.
Yep. I think he was going to leave. I really do. I really feel like he was going to leave, or he threatened to expose her or something. And I think he had a very, he had a connection with Quinton, I think Danny did, because, you know, we see a lot of pictures of those two together. And I think that maybe that's why I don't know, y'all. I'm stumped. I don't know what could make her.
Yeah, but they also have a baby together. So why not, you know, if you were trying to, hey, Laura, like if you're trying to get back or to piss him off or something, why, you know what I mean?
I feel that Paul's involved. Like, I could see Paul being involved more so than even Danny at this point. But someone has brought a voice of baby crying constantly. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's awful, Laura. I did find a neighbor that said that they were going to call the police every single time on the protesters because they have children. Like, this specific neighbor has children and the kids are getting really scared. And it's all hours of the night where, like, you know, they have massive lights, you know, shining at the house and stuff like that. And it's just really, it's messing with the kids and stuff. So I was like, well, hey, do what you got to do. Yeah, Paul is interesting. Don't forget Michael stated that Danny, before he left, has all the answers to this whole case. Yeah, Toy, isn't that interesting, huh?
Yeah, but that came from Michael. Like,
that's what he's saying. Yeah, that's what he's
Yeah.
saying. Like, who's just regurgitating everything that
yeah, I feel
they
like
tell him
Michael's
to.
saying anything to make other people look guilty. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just can't handle the kissing up to Billy Joe and Leilani and the family. Like, oh, you're doing the right thing. I can't take it. I just want to vomit. I'm sorry. I just do. I can't.
Either. I couldn't even get through like Cher's video because I was like, "This is."
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, like if you watch that interview today, it's disgusting. Like, it's Megan freaking Boswell. Don't sit there and shed tears now because you've run out of narratives. Where were the tears? When did she answer any questions as to why she was out doing shots with her mother? Did she say anything about that? Like, did she have Michael address that at all?
But dress what?
Her going out and taking shots with her mother.
Yeah, he said that it was completely blown out of proportion and that they were just having dinner and that she didn't drink. Billy Joe took a shot because Billy was like with her friends and that was it.
All right. Interesting. I mean,
But
it's all
still,
blown
like,
out of proportion.
who wants to go out to dinner with their friends while their grandson and their son is being like, why even bring Leilani with you? Like, go out to dinner without her. Like, why are we out enjoying life when this kid is like I don't know, it just bothers me. I wouldn't be out having dinner at a restaurant. I'd be home just like panicking, freaking out constantly.
Exactly. So, yes, because she says at first the narrative for that night was that you know, Billy Joe's 2 friends took her out. Well, it ends up that it was actually 6 they have on video, but they took her out to make her forget everything, but they took Leilani. And then, so who asked for the waiter's number? Because we have proof that the waiter there's a missed call. It's just, I don't even know. I will have to say, so Panthera, Kate said that too. Billy looks furious standing next to her.
Oh yeah, her face. She is pissed. I have it in my editing thing. I can show you guys. Like, I can play it in my editing thing.
Yeah. The guy that died. So, Remy, that's what makes me, there's a bug. That's what makes me nervous about this case. And with these protesters, is somebody's going to legit get really hurt, because it's not like they're protesting at the laundries where those guys just stayed inside. I mean, we're talking some backwoods redneck type. Somebody's going to get hurt. I thought it was actually super funny. The guy screaming, the protester screaming, like, I just lost my kids. And it was just, for sure, Remy.
I'm here. I've been here every day since then.
For joining us for the news at 6, I'm Dawn Baker. In a WTOC exclusive, Leilani Simon, the mother of missing Chatham County toddler Quinton Simon, is speaking out tonight for the very first time since he was reported missing nearly 3 weeks ago. Chatham County Police and the FBI believe Quinton is dead and are actively searching a local landfill for his remains. Police say Leilani is the only suspect in his disappearance as well as his death. And tonight we have team coverage with our Shay Schrader and investigative reporter Max Dieknike. We begin with Shay, who joins us live outside of the Simon home. Shay, what did she talk to you about?
Leilani and I spoke about a number of things, including what she remembers from the morning she first reported Quinton missing to what life has been like as the days have gone on, still with no sign of Quinton. I talked to Leilani as well as her mother, Billy Howell, who were both just distraught over Quinton's disappearance. They say they've been harassed in the days and weeks since Quinton disappeared, but Leilani wants everybody to know that she's not running away.
I'm here. I've been here every day since this. I am not running and I'm not hiding. And if something does
Look
come
at Billy's
up
face.
that I am at fault, I will take myself to that police station.
Chatham County Police.
Oh, she's gonna kill her.
Something does come up that I am at fault, I will take myself to that police station.
Chatham County Police have repeatedly said that though they've named Leilani the prime suspect in her son's disappearance and death, they don't believe she's a flight risk. Leilani says that she and her mother, Billy Howell, spend their days in the backyard of their home because it's too difficult to be inside with reminders of the fact that he's gone.
Every day that goes by is less tears and more anger, not knowing what's happening. If that's even understandable. And like every day angry, hoping that you're gonna get a phone call.
It's got to be pretty frustrating to hear your daughter just spout this bullshit stuff when you know.
You know, that's a good point. Looking at her right
Like, I
now,
would want to turn around and be like, listen to her little bratty fake ass lying about all this. Like she's probably so mad because she knows that she's making up some stupid story and knows she's lying.
look at her face. I think Panthera, I think you guys are right. I think she is just waiting for her to, I think she would out her in a second. I mean, she is, I don't know, that is not a happy mama.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a hard position to be in because it's your kid, but at the same time, it's, you know what I mean? I mean, she's her mom. I'm sure she knows exactly what she does when she's lying and how she acts, and she knows it, but it's like, you know, what do you do in that situation?
Leilani's the only girl, you know, the only girl, the youngest, right? Or is Paul younger than her? I can't remember. But yeah. Well, and you know, Billy Joe knows she will never get those other kids back ever.
Yeah. Now watch. If the next segment, she can't even look at her. Not this one, but the next one.
Okay.
And that phone call just doesn't come.
CCPD and the FBI haven't released many details in the case and haven't said why they believe Quinton is in a landfill. Police say they're doing that to preserve any potential court cases down the line. Leilani and Billy tell me that they get their new information about the case from watching the news and that they feel all they can do now is hope.
We want something great to come out of this, but mostly we want him not to be found in that landfill. We want him found happy and alive. We want him back in our arms, holding.
Real quick, I hope the behavior panel does this interview. Like, I hope the behavior panel.
Well, if they don't, we're going to deep dive into this. Okay. We
We spoke to them. I'm saying I hope they do, like, you know how you ever watch your videos where they tell if you're lying or not? I hope they do that. I'd love to see that.
What do you think about Grandma here? You think right here she's actually legit? Like,
I think
so do I.
She really hopes that he's not in that landfill, but I think she knows he is. But I mean, like, I think she genuinely is hoping that he's not, you know, and I think maybe that's a reason why she's trying to believe Leilani, because she wants to believe that he's not dead. You know what I mean?
That's true. And we really have no idea what Leilani has fed her. You know, like we don't have any idea what she's, spewing to those people inside the home. Where have you seen anything from Grandpa?
No. Well, wait, what you mean, her husband or?
Yeah, Tommy.
He talked in the beginning, like he interviewed with the news, like early on.
But not since then, right?
No.
Huh.
You guys, this is what we want. We're just hoping that he's in somebody's house and they're feeding him.
She knows.
We're hoping that, maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. Maybe they
She
thought they were the
knows.
savior. But it's not. That's their best hopes at this point.
I think
Chatham
she
County
knows.
police say they have no reason to believe that Quinton was abducted or kidnapped, and they have evidence that suggests he was placed in a dumpster and that his remains are in the landfill that they're currently searching. Leilani Simon hasn't been charged with anything at this time, but police say she is the only suspect in her son's disappearance. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. Live in Chatham County, Shay Schrader, WTO.
She might not be vocal about her knowing, and Leilani might not have come right out and said.
Well, she said she doesn't remember. That's what she's telling
Right,
her.
but I think Billy in this right here and that right there, I think deep down she knows.
Oh yeah,
She
she knew.
knows.
She couldn't even look at her. She had to turn her head. And in the beginning, when she first started talking, she was like she wanted to kill her. She was like, "Look at her face here. Oh my god, wow, that's like the you just wait bee face." Yes, Emily. She emailed the behavior panel. You know what? I'm in
Good
their
job, Emily.
Facebook. I'm in their Facebook group.
I
I'll
know,
send it.
Kellyanne. You know what's interesting about that? Her saying that I just want him back in my arms and all that kind of stuff is Megan Boswell in her interview says almost the exact same thing. I just want her back. I just want her back, knowing that she killed her.
Yeah.
It's
Or how
wild.
about, you think she watched Chronicles of Olivia's video with all the protesters saying that they can't have babies or whatever? Because she's like, maybe someone couldn't have a baby and wanted one. And I'm just hoping they thought they were rescuing him and they're feeding him. And like, get the hell out of here, lady. Come on.
Yeah, there's some really weird
ridiculous.
thing because there's so many comparisons to Megan Boswell, and somebody said she's using a narrative that was in a movie or something that was like exactly like this one movie. So it's really weird.
Then at that one part, she does that fake ass sniffle where she like. And,
Oh my
does it,
gosh, I'm telling you, it's like watching Boswell.
There's not a tear coming from her eye, and she's doing like the fake ass sniffle, like it was so dramatic. Come on, like it's not faker. Ugh.
Yeah, you're speaking out now. Like now you decide you want to come out and speak out. Like get out of here. Give me some, in this situation, in that I actually do have some, like, I do feel bad for Billy Joe, but I mean, it's fleeting.
Yeah, this one made me feel bad for Billy Joe.
I think she's getting to a point though where she's done with her. I think so it's coming to a head. I mean, they're inside together all day long. Like their lives, I mean, the protesters are shining bright lights. It's just insane. Somebody did say, well, she passed a drug test. Okay, well, yeah, I would hope she's not on drugs right now, but who knows?
Drinking damn fucking, sorry, excuse my language. One of them drinks, you know what I mean? That, like, if she knew ahead of time or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or how do we even know she passed a drug test? Michael said that.
Yes, he said that, along with the fact, and Danny's smart, y'all. Danny's not saying a word. He doesn't have to defend himself because according to his friends and stuff, he's in touch with law enforcement, whether that's true or not. But what he's not saying actually makes me believe him more because he's just kind of like letting her. I don't know. I just don't. Maybe I'll be wrong. I've been wrong before. But urinate in a cup? Oh, right, Remy, I know. I mean, you have to be clean through. Right, Jingles, right. All right, well, y'all, I'm going to end a little bit early because Melissa Jade has a live scheduled and she's going to dissect this. And so I kind of want to hop over and support her. I'm sure Kate will end up over there too. Is Mom the biological mom? Yes, she is.
Yeah, I'll head over there.
And essay. So the other thing to remember is Michael is not Billy Joe's. Let me clear that up right now. Michael is not Billy Joe's. They have the same dad, not the same mom. So why they chose him as a spokesperson, maybe because one brother's in jail for murder and the other brother's been in and out of jail. Maybe Michael's the only one with a clean record. I don't know. But all right, y'all. Well, I will see you over there. And yeah, make sure you go over there. She's gonna dissect the interview even more. So I'll see you guys there. Thank you.
See ya.